Dog hair house. 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 Dog hair house.
Take a whiff.
Take a whiff. Take a whiff.
Take.
Nope.
You know what? The fact that you wouldn't smell my feet or Raz's feet confirms that you are both sexist and racist.
Yeah.
No, it means that I'm equality approving. I won't smell nobody's feet.
And that is closed-minded of you.
Very bigoted.
Do you smell your own feet?
No.
Can you smell your foot? Can you put your foot to your face?
I could. I ain't gonna.
Did you ever chew your toenails as a child?
I did.
You did? My dude.
You guys are nasty.
Same.
No fucking
Same.
way.
You're a kid. You're going to chew anything you want.
No, man. Not even.
I teethed until the age of 27.
How are you now?
27.
I bet you don't have as strong as teeth as I do.
What did you eat?
When you're a kid, you're just going through the ringer. You're chewing on nails and...
Without any milk?
Yeah, exactly. Both nails. Metal and our own.
This is...
When was the last time you went to the dentist, Raz?
When I was in Canada, because I don't fucking like American healthcare. Bang!
It's all right, dude. I
Boom,
haven't been to
boom,
the dentist in
boom.
like a decade. I just brushed my teeth.
Yeah, he hasn't been in 10 years. So that's what, 3 years for you?
3 years, yeah.
Okay, well, I went to the dentist this morning.
How'd that
cleaned
go?
Did they
my
tell you to
teeth.
stop biting your toenails?
No, they didn't. They just said, "Are you wearing your night guard?" And I said, "Yes." And they're like, "Good. That'll stop your grinding."
Do you actually wear it, though, or are you just lying to get
I
out of
do
there?
wear it. And I have a lisp whenever I have it in my mouth.
Hello. My name is Ovilee May.
And remember, at 100 Patreons, Ovilee will do an entire episode with the night guard in.
I'm going to get so much dick if I wore my, night guard to a club.
What?
If I wore my night guard to a club, I would need a night guard, if you know what I mean.
But she was wearing one.
Shut it. High five me.
Don't high five her.
High five me.
Don't high five
High
her.
five me. High
Don't
five
do
me.
it.
I know that you can reach me on your new couch.
Oh, yeah. We didn't really introduce this at all, did we? Look at that.
That's
I know,
crazy.
right? Look at this shit. There
All right.
is a new couch for Caster's couch.
We need to break this bad boy in. It's really stiff.
What do you mean break the...
Hey.
No, don't break the couch. Why are you the way that you are? Why are you doing this?
You got to soften it up.
What do you mean you've got to
It's
stop?
hard as hell.
Yeah, this thing.
That's what he said.
This thing's
Wait.
hella stiff.
Yeah, that is literally what You're not wrong.
It is what Raz said. Most
Yeah, that is
Yes.
what he said.
Indubitably.
That is.
It is indeed
That
what
is
he
true.
said. I think that we have a new set. We're in a different room so that I can have my living room back. So that there's not just a bunch of production lights and cameras in my living room. Because otherwise...
Personally, I don't appreciate the lack of commitment.
Bro, she set aside an entire room for the show.
Now we're in the back alley, basically, of your house versus just being in an important room. That's commitment.
This is technically the master bedroom of this house. And I moved
Wait, where do you live?
in the fucking small room.
She's in
Why
the
did you
guest
make that
house.
choice?
Because
She's in the guest house of her own house.
there's more room for content in here. There's so much more space for activities.
You decided your master bedroom in your own house is not a part of your house.
When I did have a boyfriend, he would just stay in that closet over there
Your boyfriend stayed in the closet?
and play PoE.
Path of Exile is a good game.
Fuck you. Is there a Path of Exile convention?
Yeah. ExileCon.
But it's not real though, right?
No, it's real.
What do you mean by that?
It's a thing that exists in New Zealand every year. It's actually coming up later this month, I believe.
Are you going to New Zealand?
You know how fucking far away New Zealand is?
It's a 13-hour flight, but answer the
It's
question.
on like
Yeah,
another
answer the
planet.
goddamn
I
question.
unfortunately will not be in attendance.
Do you
but
want to go?
I'm looking forward to it.
Do you want to go?
I want to go one day, not this year. Everything's too fucking
Wait,
hectic.
do people
with LCS.
flock around the world to New Zealand?
Big Path of Exile people do.
I like this.
So, how many people show up? Like a couple hundred?
I think it's a few thousand. No.
Yeah.
So it's already 10
It's a big
times-
deal. Ollie, this is the biggest game in the genre for like a decade now.
In the genre?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
In
a
the
shot fired.
genre.
That's a
Oh,
shot
I'm
fired.
sorry that
In
you
the
really like
genre.
Diablo 4 and it just came out and everyone's already beat every ounce of content in it and wrung it dry. I'm sorry about that. Yes, the biggest game in the genre.
Producer Ian hasn't.
That's true. I haven't. I'm only level 60.
Well, he's just enjoying the ride. Look,
I'm level
Diablo
9.
4, we had a previous episode of Caster's Couch about this. I think it has a lot of promise. It's got a long way to fucking go.
I'm not a Diablo 4 defender or anything. I'm just saying that you think that Path of Exile is the biggest game in its genre when Diablo was the one that literally paved the way for it.
I think it's the biggest one in modern times. Yes, Diablo 2 established the entire genre as a modern thing. Absolutely. I played Diablo 2 for about 2,000 hours. You ain't going to lecture me. But no, I'm serious here. Come on, I'm not about to take a whooping for this.
That's true. He is making a
Diablo
good
2
take.
was the game that originally set, like, because Diablo 1 was really slow.
Yeah.
Because Diablo initially was supposed to be like a D&D type turn-based game.
Okay.
And then Diablo, one of the devs one night was just like, guys, what if we got rid of the turns? And the guys just walked around slowly hitting the monsters.
True.
And then so Diablo 2 made that faster. Diablo 3 was the beginning of Blizzard's death knell and their demonic partnerization with Activision, closely paralleling the events of in-game Diablo world.
Yeah.
And then Path of Exile was what rose from those ashes to create a sanctuary for ARPG players in the meantime.
But what if I wanted to play on my phone?
Well, does Blizzard have news for you?
Did you see
Am I wearing
that-
a red shirt? Oh, I'm not.
No.
Did you see that after 4 years of no BlizzCon, there is supposedly going to be a BlizzCon this year?
That shit's getting canceled.
Is there? Wait,
Yeah.
have they not had one for 4 years?
For 3 or 4 years, I want to say.
Much like E3, that shit is gone.
E3, I think. Okay, so let's talk about Blizzard before
Let's do
E3
it.
because
Okay.
E3 is just fucked. But yes, there's supposedly BlizzCon coming back after 3 or 4 years. Obviously canceled previously to COVID, which fair. I would give that like a 2-year run. Makes sense,
Yeah.
especially since we were in like the fucking pits of COVID. But then for the last 2 years, they kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna have it," and they canceled it. "Oh, we're gonna have it," and then they canceled it. And
Like
so now,
last minute?
I don't quote me on that. I don't know if it was last minute or a couple months before. But I would say it's kind of like the equivalent to E3 this year, where it was canceled, I think, like a month or two
Yeah.
ahead of time, because they just didn't have people show up that wanted to
do it.
debut with them. There
Yeah,
were
that's
with
true.
Summer Games Fest, or there was Nintendo having their own direct, PlayStation having their own showcase,
Yeah,
and
now that I
Xbox
think
as well.
about it, it's completely different, but in a hilarious way.
Yeah, it's E3 used to be the industry event, but now
Yeah.
it's just everyone can do it by themselves because they have more power and control.
Yep.
So, womp womp.
Womp womp.
But yes, BlizzCon, which is very interesting because it was the biggest convention, I want to say, besides, like fucking Comic-Con in the LA area, especially for all the Blizzard World of Warcraft fans. So I'm like, would you go? Have you ever been to BlizzCon?
I've never been because I'm not a Blizzard fan, you know? There's not a game from Blizzard that I really connected with. The closest would be StarCraft, but even then I wasn't all in on it, so...
So what time of year is BlizzCon usually?
November.
So that's kind of was the big killer because 27. So there's no way I could have ever gone to it before I got my job out here because I was just poor and I worked shoveling dirt. So there's just no shot.
Did you try pulling yourself up by your bootstraps?
Yeah, unfortunately they were covered in mulch, so it didn't
Okay,
work
well,
out super
yeah,
hot.
maybe
But
bigger bootstraps.
so 2017, my first year out here, I was still getting used to everything. I wasn't trying to go a hobnob and schmooze. I was just like face to the grindstone. And then 2018, unfortunately, was the announcement of Diablo Immortal earlier on in November, which to this day I still credit with Blizzard Entertainment just giving Riot Games an alley-oop and helping making our finals better because I couldn't sleep before I casted that world final, and that announcement gave me so much depression and just sorrow about the state of the gaming industry as a whole that I immediately just went to bed. Couldn't bear to be awake any longer with my thoughts. So the 1 year that there would have been a window, I was just so busy with everything else. And then I've been actively protesting Blizzard since then. So I've told myself that whenever they came out with another real Diablo product, that's the last chance I would give them. So I'm going to wait. Whenever Diablo 4 feels like it's got a good end game, I'm going to give that a shot.
Silly me, I thought you were protesting Blizzard because of, the Cosby situation and all those scary things.
This
but
happened
no,
before that.
It was Diablo Immortal. It was Diablo Immortal.
This happened before that.
It was mobile gaming. That's
I continued my protest.
Which was
through.
worse?
They are both terrible.
They're both equally as bad.
Oh no.
I did not say equally. I said they're both terrible.
Let's wildly speculate.
Okay.
Our friend Azale has to choose between casting World of Warcraft finals or League of Legends finals, and they happen on the same day. What does he choose?
Are we talking League World Finals or League Domestic Finals like summer?
League World Finals.
League
'Cause they
World
happen
Finals?
the same
Oh,
day.
League World Finals in a heartbeat.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. As spoken by a true Riot mouthpiece, Captain Flowers and
What the fuck, bro?
Are you saying that World of Warcraft isn't as important as League of Legends?
I'm saying it may be a fraction of the size in terms of like influence and popularity and viewers and like every
Size isn't everything.
True. It's about quality.
Mm-hmm.
the size of the boat and the motion of the ocean and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
SMH.
in addition to have...
Wait. Raz, why did you think that BlizzCon was going to get canceled?
Oh, I mean, whenever it comes down to, I was a little bit wrong because my thought process was, it's been a long ass time since you had a convention. That's hilarious. He just
sorry to
completely
interrupt you,
slobbered on
Raz,
his
but
face.
Flowers just missed his mouth.
I took too big of a gulp.
What the?
Fat rabbit holds more water than I thought he did.
He's literally slobbering on himself. That's hilarious.
That's my bad. I fucked that up.
No, but I enjoyed everything about that.
We just got a new couch, and he's already spilling on it.
Water.
I just want to say, I was like, maybe we shouldn't get a beige couch because it would get fucked up real quick.
Oh,
It's water.
I'm about to. The next time we're eating like a Taco Bell meal or something, we're fucking this couch up.
You know what? That's fine, because you two are sitting on it.
If we
not
ever
me.
get a sponsor. Yeah, hey, by the way, how come we're on the couch and you're on not the couch?
Because that couch was $500 fucking dollars, and I don't have the budget. This is just my office chair.
I mean, this is a pretty nice couch. I'm not going to lie. I fuck with the couch.
It is nice.
Yeah.
For $500
It's just,
couch.
we just had to soften it up a little bit.
Stop beating up the couch. I have to return this.
Wait,
You're returning
what?
the couch?
Okay, listen. I have like a 30
IKEA.
We're already breaking it in.
I have a 30-day return policy on IKEA. So if for some reason the shit doesn't work out, I need to borrow a truck. Do you have a truck? You don't have a truck. Do you have a truck?
I mean, it
You
looks like he has a truck.
What?
Mother trucker.
Racist.
Listen. Sometimes furniture is expensive. This was like, was it $500 or $600?
Raz, how much was the one that we threw in the alley behind your house?
Oh, shit. That one.
What did you do to a couch that we could have used here?
This is Raz's couch. This was not me. I
God.
simply helped my friend.
Do I remember? I don't even remember the couch. Oh, it was the
Dispose of the
blue
body.
couch.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
blue
God.
couch. Yeah.
Yeah, that couch was. Actually, I bought that couch in China. That shit was cheap as hell.
How did you bring the couch from China to here?
Plain.
Plain. I refused to start anew. Everyone's like, yeah, just come to LA, come in with nothing in an empty room, and just like start buying from the ground up. I was like, fuck no. I am bringing my cheap ass furniture with me so that when I get a place, an apartment, I have something where I can sleep. I would rather sleep on a damn old ass couch that I got from China than I would on the goddamn ground. I harbored that for a long ass time.
I slept on an air mattress for like 8 months when I first moved out here.
I could not do that again.
You could have hit me up. I could have let you stay in my master bedroom
On the floor?
on the
That's
floor.
true. I could have slept on the floor of your master bedroom.
On the couch, on the dog bed, you could have shared.
Or the floor is basically the dog bed. I can just rest on the
Isn't the
dog
dog
hair.
bed in the fireplace?
No, that's his toy bin. So basically, he goes shopping for toys.
Why do you put your dog in the fireplace?
I put his toys in the fireplace because the fireplace doesn't work.
It sounds like a
Scrooge
trap to me.
McDuck.
It sounds like a trap.
Listen, I
Okay.
can't think of a good segue, so I'm just going to
Okay.
talk about the Discord and Patreon updates for Caster's Couch.
Wowee.
Whoa! Listen, with this whole new set and everything, this marks a new chapter for the couch, one in which we are actually trying to put more effort into giving you all fun rewards
Yeah.
for watching and
Like feet
liking
pics.
us.
We're,
And
no.
are you taking feet pics?
Maybe.
Subscribe to the Patreon for Raz's feet pics.
There's only one way to find out if he's taking feet pics
They
or
could
not.
be
You're
on
not going to
there.
unlock that content
How
for
would
free.
you know if you don't subscribe? How
You
would
don't
you know?
subscribe.
We love that. We love that for him.
True.
So for the Discord, we will be launching a Caster's Couch Discord. It'll be connected to the Patreon for special Patreon only Discord access, but otherwise it's going to be, just our general community Discord where we'll be chatting and everything. Why are you raising your hand?
I had a question. As members of Caster's Couch, are we allowed to mute notifications for the Caster's Couch Discord? Because I don't like that blip blip noise.
So the rules for the Discord, as they will find out, is that you are not allowed to tag us in the Discord.
I know, but for like when you tag me, can I mute the Discord?
He's asking if he can mute you.
You know what? I'm just with each episode, I feel like people are learning more and more about the abusive relationship that we have, where you just
What do you mean?
abuse me.
I don't do anything.
He just doesn't want to hear or see you.
I don't want to hear the bloop bloop noise.
This is emotional manipulation.
It's not abusive, it's mutual.
I'm abusing him?
Flowers takes a fair amount of shit on this podcast.
That is true.
And 63 lines of hentai synopsis in DMs.
Yeah, 64. No. But anyways, yes, so we have
There
the
it
new
is.
Discord. We will have new Patreon tiers and all that fun stuff, which will include community games, community game nights, access to special content that we do. Flowers will play League of Legends or cast your League of Legends games.
Woo!
He will also give you both of his kidneys.
Only one.
Both of
Need
his
the other
kidneys. No, he doesn't. Both of his kidneys. You don't need to pee properly.
I don't think they have Terminator bladders out yet.
You know
if
what?
they did, I totally would.
Okay. So yeah, join the Discord and subscribe to the Patreon because I paid too much for this couch.
Woo!
Yay!
Let's get all his money back.
Get me my money.
I don't think we're going to be able to return that couch.
I don't think no, definitely not.
We were in sync there.
Yeah, that was actually quite nice.
That wasn't no
yes.
Backstreet Boy shit. That was in sync.
Oh,
team is gelling.
Do you know that Zuck is a cuck?
Zuck is.
I've been
a cuck.
seeing this shit.
Zuck is a
When are
cuck?
they getting in the cage?
Dude, Musk's mom said no.
That's what you said, but I still think aren't they still getting in the
It's still
cage?
in the planning phases.
It's in the planning phases?
It's still in the planning phases.
Does
I like
Musk's
this.
mom know?
We'll
Don't
see
let her
if
know.
it actually happens.
Just
Yeah,
don't let her
nobody
know.
snitch.
Yeah,
Okay, all
That'd be-
right.
that'd be fine.
Who do you think would win?
I think Zuck wins.
yes,
Right?
easily.
I think 100%.
You know
he
why?
wins.
Because he doesn't have a chin to punch. Like, how do you knock him out when you just don't have a chin? People say glass jaw. This man has an invisible jaw.
Dude, I was about to say, like, there's that one picture of Elon, like, on his yacht or some shit, and he's built like Gromp. Like, I'm pretty sure Zuck does like Taekwondo or some shit, and Elon's built like the Gromp.
Yeah.
So
That is true.
I think both of them are fucking awful, but at the same time, at least on Threads, which is the new app that Zuck made, I haven't seen as many Nazis.
That is true. It's been so far unnazified.
Wait. So Zuck is a cuck. This is a real tweet?
Yes.
This is a real tweet. Elon Musk tweeted after sending I guess a lawsuit letter to Zuckerberg
or a threat
and
of
Threads.
a lawsuit.
Yeah, to Instagram, basically being like, you have stolen the intellectual property by hiring ex-Twitter employees who are fired, by
You
the way.
poached the players that I fired.
Yeah, who
poached
were
my
fired?
players.
You
Jesus
poached my
Christ.
guys that I had terminated.
Yeah, so basically Musk is upset because I don't think there's any real basis for this because it just looks like a social media platform. One could argue that Facebook was the first to do all this in the first place.
True.
So, or even fucking MySpace. But basically Elon is just so upset.
Or
He's
Black
like,
Planet.
Zuck is a cuck.
Black
Wow, this
Planet?
sucks.
Black Planet was very, very similar to MySpace. Do you know of this one, Ian?
I do know Black Planet.
Wait, was Black Planet Black People MySpace?
Yes! You could make a page essentially like MySpace and connect with other black people. So my sister and brother both had it. And guess what? Even though it was 18 plus and I was a child, I had an account because they had mini games on there. And I wanted to play the game.
What kind of game?
I don't remember now. But it was similar
Was it
to
like Farmville
Neopets.
and shit?
Kind of. Like, I don't
That's
remember
what
the
everybody
games
played
anymore.
on Facebook. I remember that.
Because I remember I was in my Neopets phase, and then
Okay.
when I saw the mini games that were accessible to my brother and sister, I was like, I want a Black Planet account, but I don't want to talk to other like 18-plus-year-old black people. I just want to play games.
There's a long history of black clones of other apps, like blackpeoplemeet.com.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's black people meet, like Christian mingle, farmers only.
Yeah.
Like there's pretty much everything.
Black people
Tinder
meet
of
as in
everything.
meeting each other.
Yeah, no, man, not like that.
Well, there's the other kind too, but it's a different web address that we
I
can.
thought we were.
You were thinking it's just a site for.
Yes.
It's like
thought it
Meatspin, but more
I
melanated.
I thought we were talking about black schlongs.
Razin, how much Black People Meet content do you consume?
Well, now a little bit less.
Is it weird that they had a farming simulator for all black people?
Wait,
That's
there was one that
vague.
was. Wait, farming simulator? Like,
Plantation
Farmville.
simulator.
wait.
Plantation
Flowers,
sim.
we can't make jokes.
That must be a new
You and me, we
farming
stink.
sim
I'm not
game.
making. I am simply laughing at the content being presented to me.
At first, I thought there was an oversaturation in the farming sim. No, we need one more in there. Oh my God, there's more you can buy and sell.
Plantation simulator. It's gonna take off. Don't worry.
Oh, that's a great idea. That'd be a hit in the South.
We here at Caster's Couch support equality and not racist things. Right, Flowers?
Totally.
Yeah. You got to reach over a little
gotta
more.
get over
I'm as
there.
far as I go.
You got to reach up. You're not as far as you go.
Yeah, I am. What do you
Look,
mean?
all I'm
Bend forward
seeing
a little
right
bit more.
now is... Okay, never mind. You
A
guys are
triangle.
connected.
Happiness.
Before it looked segregated, I was just saying. I'm just a little concerned.
So do you have a Threads account?
Yes, I do.
Plug it.
Oh my God, it's razlol_.
Perfect.
Because the one is another thing in there
Somebody
as well.
steal Razlol.
Yeah, but it's tied to Instagram. So if you want to
is.
merge your Instagram account and you want to change your name, you have to change your Instagram account, or at least the name of your Instagram account to change your name on Threads.
Producer Ian, do you have a Threads account?
I do have a Threads account.
What is it?
I think it's my name, Ian Ward.
I have a Threads. It's Ovilee May. Flowers, what's your Threads account?
Hell no.
That's
do you mean, hell
no.
Sounds like you have a burner account.
No, I.
Finsta?
No, I'm not. I'm not a Threads guy. I'm not an Instagram guy. Look, Zuck, I'm rooting for you in the battle of the Billies, but I ain't about to sign up.
I got a question for you. Twitter is fucking dying / dead.
Yeah, I haven't tweeted in like a month.
So are you just going to do no social media?
Yeah, I'm actually loving this. Like, social media is not really that fun to me anymore. Twitter's kind of become more of a pain than it has been fun for a couple of years
Yeah.
now. And, you know, I just don't give a fuck about like what celebrities are doing or anything. So as long as I can just hang out and do dumb shit with my friends, and I'm all right. So
Do you worry that not having social media following will hurt your career in the long run?
nah, I ain't care. I'm just gonna roll
Based.
with it.
Based as a motherfucker.
If I'm good enough, I don't need it.
All right.
It's based as hell. Based as balls. Like, how have you been liking Threads so far?
So I haven't really looked too much into it yet. I signed up on the first day and I was just kind of scrolling through. I saw all of like the big streamer creators are now over there.
Yeah.
I think that at the moment the interface is still a little too clunky. Like
Yeah.
it's different.
it was a little rough.
It's difficult to differentiate things from each other. So I think that right now, as it is pretty much in its beta phase, because we as a society now like to just release things that aren't fucking ready.
Yep.
But you know what? I think that it is a good kind of like sucker punch to Twitter. So it's pretty good.
That's why I like it right now. It came out, yes, much earlier than it should have, but only because Twitter was literally fucking dry heaving. As they're like, guys, you are now rationed to 1 chocolate bar a week. You're like, okay, well, great. I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna fucking McLose it. I'm gonna McLose it. So I thought in which they released it, it was a decent timing with Twitch kind of having problems.
Twitter.
Yes, Twitter having problems. God, they're all the same to me. That being said, yes, the few features that they really desperately need is a feed that is literally of your own following, and not this whole For You page phenomenon that everybody's kind of been pushing in every platform.
Thing they have.
Yes.
It's only that.
I'm gonna fight to defend that just for the beginning, because when I made an account on Threads and when I made an account on Blue Sky, because I was just trying out all of the different stuff, when I made an account on Blue Sky, my feed was absolute zero.
There's a reason for that.
Exactly, because I wasn't following anyone. But as soon as I start to try to follow people and I find one person, I find two people, it's like, okay, cool, but I still have to go search for people. Whereas Instagram will show me people that are within my follow circle, within hashtags that are similar that I've used. So I'm like, okay, cool. So now I can start following all these people.
My problem with Blue Sky, because I couldn't even get in, was there was an invite process.
Oh,
I didn't even try. Okay, I could if I wanted to, I could have gotten in. Okay, if I wanted to, I could have gotten in.
Oh,
All right, I want to hear
sorry.
it.
You're telling me that Ovilee's country club turned you away?
Sorry.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, it just sounds like your follower count wasn't high enough.
This country club has some problems. I'm just saying. This country club doesn't like certain type of people. You know, Canadians.
Unpopular people.
Oh my god. But yeah.
Rich.
So my point is, I think in that one there isn't really a feed that exists if people are barely on it. Whereas this one, there's I think they've gotten to 100 million or something subscribers or whatever, because it's just tied to Instagram. So they have a much larger following. I think it's so much easier now to have your own feed. And I think for you pages are not a bad thing, right? If it's to your liking, if it's literally built for you and understands what your algorithm is. This one doesn't really have an algorithm. This is like every brand that's ever existed right now so far. I'm seeing literally everything. So I'm like, okay, it needs work. The For You page specifically needs your work. And then on top of that, once you have enough people that you're following, because it merges your own Instagram account, so you have a natural following. You actually pre-follow people, which is a little creepy when you think about it.
You can decline that though.
Yeah, you
I
can.
accidentally declined it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But then there's an option to go back and redo it.
Okay,
I was going to say, so does that mean you started from absolute zero then?
I did start from absolute zero, but then I went back and I just followed everyone who's
Yeah.
under my follow list.
So as long as it's on the people that I currently follow on Instagram, I think that's completely fine. So that's one thing they need to change. They said the updates that they're doing over the next few weeks is because of course there are people that have multiple Instagram accounts. I guess if they're influencers or something, or social media account managers, they want it so it's easier for you to move between accounts. That one doesn't really mean too much to me. They said there's no plan for DMs, which is a little weird, you know?
I mean, probably because they just expect people to rely off of Instagram DMs. Something that I think is interesting is why they wouldn't just combine the two apps in the first place. Why not just make Instagram a place where it can have that type of content?
I have a theory on that.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I think it's because for the longest time, Twitter and Instagram have already existed together. And Twitter was the go on there to shit post or see fucking thought vomit from somebody watching a live UFC fight or whatever. Yeah. And Instagram is for pictures. It's for that kind of stuff. So although they're similar, they are very much different experiences. So if you just launch a new feature of Instagram, it doesn't have the same headline power as brand new app Threads launching in the wake of Elon having midlife crisis, right? Threads has more of a kidney punch to it.
Yeah.
And then maybe I actually think the smartest thing you can probably do is have them become more and more tied together as time goes on. Mm-hmm. But I like the fact that they launched it separately just to make it more of specifically a contender to Twitter.
So the one thing, I would kind of understand that, but Instagram also launched a new feature at the end of May, and I only know about this feature because I follow Pokimane.
Okay.
And it popped up on her Instagram where it said, Pokimane has invited you to a chat. And I'm like, my queen? She's noticed me?
I've seen
and then
that.
I found out that she just invited all of her followers because I'm not special.
Yep.
But it's basically called a broadcast chat where the way that it works is she can just comment or she can just write posts, write messages and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then people can react to it. They can't respond to it, but they could just react to it. So she's like, I'm on my way to the Philippines. DM me what Filipino food I should try. And here's a new post. Hello, here's my updates and everything. I'm like, this acts exactly like a Twitter feed would. The only difference is that there's no engagement with it. But I mean, if someone's just looking for what is this person doing, what is she doing, what is she doing, then I feel like this works.
That's why I like this, because it is specific to a creator where you're because I accidentally joined a friend of mine's because I thought it was oh, they're broadcasting. This is their live no, this is not their Instagram live. You are now a fan, and good
Yeah.
luck trying to get out of it. I actually had, let's just say this, it's hard to escape. I'm not going to lie. I struggled. So, I do think right now they are separate, Threads and Instagram, as like, even though they have a slight tie to them, and you can share your Threads to Instagram stories and all that. Like, I think there should exist a DM if they want to make it a decent competitor. Because, like, yes, you can DM someone on Instagram, but also you just have a different following from Instagram. Mm-hmm. You can just create an account without having an Instagram account, I believe, because I remember that was an option that I could have done. So I think they just need it, but I know they're not using it as a priority right now. But once they have your own following list and you don't have to rely on a For You page, they're good.
Yeah.
I think that's all they really need. But I'm liking it. You can post the most insane shit. You can have 10 pictures in a tweet or a post.
Yeah, but you know what you can't have?
What?
Nazi shit.
You can't do that.
Which is, again,
True.
why I like it, and which is what sparked
True.
controversy from people on Twitter. And when I say controversy, I just mean fucking the redneck equivalent of anime pictures getting super upset, where they're like, Threads is silencing me and my freedom of speech, and all I said was I think there should be a genocide of this race here.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, man, I think that's just you. You can share your own political views, just don't say that you want to kill people.
I have the freedom, the right. So I want to kill everybody that doesn't agree with me.
That's what
Yep.
Truth Social is for.
That's what Truth Social is.
That's true. And that's my truth. That's true. You know,
Yeah, Raz is gonna retruth that one.
I'm going to retweet
Preach.
that for sure.
900
Speak on it.
God, you know what? This goes back to the point we made earlier. I can make a killing on that truth website. I can make a killing. I could do. All I gotta say is anti-black shit as the black guy on that website, and I'm getting 1 million redneck followers.
You gotta say they made a mistake making a black Spider-Man.
There it is. The original Spider-Man was white. What the hell's happening here with this?
What the hell?
That's crazy. You know, that's wild.
You finally saw Black Spider-Man, correct?
Yes, I did. That shit.
That was my segue. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing
I
that
didn't
out.
recognize it. I didn't recognize it. I was gonna go commit to the trope. No,
Are you ready for another 2 minutes of playing the redneck Raz character?
I was
Okay,
ready.
let's stay with it. Give me your review of Spider-Man movie in a redneck voice.
Please don't.
That was probably my favorite movie or superhero movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah,
Even though there wasn't a white Spider-Man.
even though it wasn't a white Spider-Man, you know. At least they started with that white character. What's her name? Gwen Stacy.
But didn't you see that she had a flag saying save trans kids?
I
Protect
wish they
trans
didn't
kids?
have done that. I wish they wouldn't. But no, that movie, holy shit. So I watched it on the time that I had off. I mean, I literally could have watched it fucking a month ago, and I'm kicking my ass and not doing that. But it is my favorite superhero movie in a long ass time. It's so beautifully written. At least the storylines, it didn't feel like it had bad pacing at all. Mm-hmm. It was really well paced. The story that it was telling between how it started with Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales, like basically them missing each other in different ways, was really impactful. I literally almost started that movie tearing up. I was like, nothing is happening yet, and I'm about to cry. I'm gonna fucking lose it. So that was really well done. Also, just the art was beautiful. The scenes in which Gwen Stacy's kind of having difficulties talking to her father, and the coloring of that entire scene, like from them being separated to when she hugs him, stuff like that, that was really well told. I just loved it. Every small theme felt like it had a place in the overall storyline. The one thing I've always hated with comics and with movies is like the idea of a multiverse. I've actually started off with comics hating that idea because I was like, because usually that just means that they're not committing to a story. They're not committing to an idea with a character. And so if you're saying, actually, this guy has 10,000 different choices that he made, that's not just this, because it's trying to justify over time new ideas on a character with a different
different spin.
Different spin on the character with a different person who's like owning the comic or whatever it may be. So I've never really liked the idea of multiverse. I started warming up with it as your dog is choking on something.
I know. He walked into the room. He walked into the room, which is right off camera.
Yeah.
He goes,
I was like, what's happening here? So honestly, with the initial Tom Holland movies, I was like, okay, I'm warming up to it because at least with the third movie with Tom Holland, I thought it was really well done. But then with this movie, it was a fucking masterpiece, especially with, and I know you have your own horny ass thoughts with him, but Miguel O'Hara.
oh my God. The more broken a man, the more I want
Jesus
him.
Christ. But he is such a fucking well done character.
Yeah,
because
he is. You
he's
see that
speaking,
ass?
I'm not even looking at her during this. As soon as you said his name,
Yes.
I'm like, it's like I'm in a horror movie, and I
Yes.
know that I should not turn around.
Yes.
I merely
Just
keep
don't.
my eyes forward.
Don't look, because that's when you will die. Oh, God. Please don't look now.
Nope, not doing it.
But yes, Miguel O'Hara is like basically speaking from his own experiences. And so the way the movie does the whole, what is good and bad? What is an evil character? What is a good character? They had a clear evil character with that goblin, the Green Goblin that they had. But then there's literally that ambiguity with the Spider-Man. And I really enjoyed that dichotomy. The only thing that I don't like, to be continued. Fuck
So,
you!
let me ask you.
Fuck you!
This.
Yes.
Did you know that it was going to be a to be continued before watching it?
Didn't know.
Neither did I. Because
Yeah.
I don't, like, ever since a few years ago,
Yes.
I don't watch trailers anymore.
Yes.
Because trailers ruin everything.
Yes.
Like, they always spoil something.
Yes.
Right? I'm still not turning. I made my choice. So, because what in the... I can feel something. That's the dog.
Now the dog is going in.
That's the dog.
dog's excited
this
now.
This is something entirely different.
True. Okay, now the dog's easing up.
Faster if you just turned around.
But it's not sniffing you.
What the
That's true.
fuck? Okay, so
go
I
for it.
didn't know that this movie was a to be continued.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And so, like, because you were talking about how you like the pacing and everything.
Yes.
I found myself getting a little bit curious, like, during the last 30 minutes. I was like, okay, we're really exploring a lot of
Yes. Yep.
concepts and difficulties, conversations and themes here. I was like, really interested how they're going to wrap this all up, because I'm pretty sure we've been here for almost 3 hours now.
Yep.
And then they just fucking don't. And, you know, I'm left feeling like Frodo and Sam looking out of Mountain Doom at the end of Lord of the Rings 1. I'm like, now hold on.
Yes.
I didn't sign up for this. This isn't what I came here for.
I was going to piss myself in the movie. I didn't say it, but I drank a big gulp of Coke with my popcorn, and I was like, oh, I really need to go and take a piss, but I'm not, because we're like, it didn't even seem like we were at the end, obviously, because they were opening up a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to take a piss, but we're definitely in the third hour of this movie, and I don't know when it's going to end. So when it just ends abruptly, first thought was, thank the fucking Lord I can take a piss. And the second one was like, what the hell? So I was a little upset about that, but you know what? I forgave it because I felt like they had a lot of clear, positive conclusions at the movie, which was Gwen Stacy and her dad. Even though it's not a complete conclusion, it's still a good enough, put my mind at ease kind of thing. And I thought enough happened in the movie that I enjoyed it still. But it's done this bullshit now, where much like any Final Fantasy game or anything like that, where I'm like, okay, you've now introduced a lot of unclosed concepts that my idea on the movie can change when you actually complete it. So when you finish the third movie, and I think you've ended it terribly and you've done a poor job at the conclusion of this movie, it's now impacting my thought on the second movie.
As long as they don't Game of Thrones it and
Yeah.
make the ending so bad that it ruins the entirety of the quality of the things that came before it.
Yes.
It'll be fine. But they
Yes.
do definitely have, like, they set their own bar, like, really fucking high.
They did.
Like, they're going to have to be some Olympic gymnast level of throw your ass all the way up over in the air.
And I don't know how they're going to do it.
I mean, I don't think that they're going to drop the ball, and I think the only thing that might come as a surprise or quote-unquote disappointment is I don't think there's any way that it's coming out next year.
Was
or
that the stated
what did they
goal?
say it was going to come
No
out 2024?
chance. Originally, it was going to
Yeah.
come out 2024.
There's
No
I feel
No
like there's no
fucking way.
chance. I feel like
Yeah.
that should be a 25 or 26.
Now they've done that thing. You know what that thing is? Have you ever had a series that you were following? I'm sorry for you Game of Thrones / of Ice and whatever Fire people.
Ice and
I don't know what it's
whatever.
called. I don't know. what
Song
it's
of
called.
Ice and Fire?
Song of Ice and Fire. Where you're like, I don't die before this ends. That's where I'm at. Where I had post-movie depression where I was like, fuck, that was the best movie, and now it's over. Now I get to go to my home alone in this dark, damp environment. I don't know why I added damp. I thought damp would make it even more sad.
Do you need
I
a
don't know.
dehumidifier?
I thought just saying damp. So I came out, I was like, fuck, it ended. And fuck, now I gotta wait 2 to 3 years. Because I was like, that's too good of a movie to come out, like for a sequel to come out the next year. So I'm like, gotta wait for this shit and keep myself safe.
Don't get hit by a car.
Don't get hit by a car.
This week I tried to marry a black man and got rejected.
Okay.
Go on.
You never even introduced
That's equality
us
right
before?
there.
His name is Cody and he's an artist. So instead I decided to marry a woman and I now have a daughter.
All right. Is this for that cookie running shit?
No,
You married
it's not
a...
Cookie Run.
tried to-
Or Sims.
No.
There it is.
It's a story of seasons, a wonderful life.
Oh
my
I was
gosh.
thinking about getting it.
Raz, okay, so
I have a problem though.
let me give you the run through because I know that you like farming games.
Because I've seen a few reviews.
Okay, well, I'm interested on the reviews. Flowers, you would hate this game, so don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
you would hate it.
You would not like it. There's not a lot of min-maxing. There is like a lot of weird stuff as you get further in the game, but I don't even think you would make it past
I
year
like
one
Stardew Valley.
because you're a bitch.
What?
There it is.
See,
You like
earlier
Stardew
we were
Valley.
talking about that mutual abuse. That's some of the mutual abuse.
There it is.
Yeah.
No.
Earlier I felt bad for snapping at you for the Path of Exile thing. Now I don't.
There it is.
So
He said it.
Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life is Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life.
Yes.
Different name just because of Natsume being a cuck.
Yep.
The remake is actually pretty freaking good. Where I've seen some of the reviews being upset with it are when it comes to art styles, where a lot of it is kind of like cutesy-fied. Meanwhile, when the game originally came out on the GameCube, there were a lot, I think, like darker color tones and everything.
Yeah.
The game is a little sad at some points because the way that it's kind of planned out is, you know how in most farming or Harvest Moon games, it's just like year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 go on for forever, and it doesn't really matter what you do with those years.
Yeah.
For Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, each year that you go through signifies a chapter. So year 1 is beginnings. Year 2 is when you have, you get married and you have a kid.
Yeah.
Year 3, that kid grows up a little bit. Year 4, you're like old, right? Those aren't exact. I'm kind of shading them a little bit in case you want to play it. So the idea is you are living out this entire life in this valley. And it's really fun and I enjoy it, but I'm curious as to the reviews that you heard.
Okay. So I will start by saying that I grew up a big Harvest Moon fan.
Nerd.
Loved Harvest Moon. Now, I didn't play any of the ones in the GameCube, which I think this initial game originated
Yes.
from. I was just like, oh, I have a Nintendo DS. And, oh, I really love this. I'm going to play some of the earlier versions on like a ROM.
Did you play Harvest Moon DS?
I think so.
That game takes place in the what is it called? The GameCube version of A Wonderful Life created the village that Harvest Moon DS just basically takes.
Okay. Because I don't remember the specific games that I played. It's so far back now. But I played a lot of Harvest Moon games because I really enjoyed it, especially when they transitioned to Rune Factory, stuff like that.
Okay.
Big fan of Rune Factory, or at least certain elements of it. So I watched about a couple of reviews in this game because I was really interested. I didn't want to cop the money because I knew that Harvest Moon as a franchise basically fucking died.
Yes.
Oh.
It was because they got outperformed by every other farming sim that came out.
Like Animal Crossings and stuff?
Wait. Are you saying Harvest Moon, the Natsume product, or are you talking about Harvest Moon Story of Seasons as a package?
Story of Seasons, but everything pretty much. Because I haven't seen the old Story of Season, but this one kind of suffered the same problems.
I strongly disagree with that sentiment.
Okay. So I'll go towards this, what I watched in this one, and what I kind of feel
Sure.
is a problem. So the reviews were fairly positive. The only negative is, number one, if you don't come up with somebody that you're marrying and after in year 1, the game just ends.
They
Wait,
Marrying
really?
the marrying is really important.
That is no longer the case in this game. They patched that.
Okay.
Not patched it, but
Yeah.
essentially in that first game, they tell you, hey, it's important. You should go get married.
Yeah.
Because in order to get to that second chapter where you are having a kid,
Yeah.
you can't just, do asexual budding, right? You can't just like pop a kid off of you. You gotta go find something.
Okay, I think that there are options between asexual budding and marriage that create children, Ovilee.
Well, yeah, because me and my wife had one. She looks like her though, so I don't know where I came into the picture.
God damn it. So that was the one thing. That one's pretty okay as long as if there's people in the village that I want to marry. Which goes to number 2, which is the dialogue. I saw some of the dialogue for some of the characters, and it's like, you were at my farm. We're going to have a little bit of a wishy-washy dialogue that's completely uninteresting. And I was like, oh, this is really unfortunate. I didn't think the dialogue was entertaining in any way, shape, or form that differentiated characters from each other.
Okay, cool. So let me just break down the characters right now, because while I can understand why people were a little hesitant around, oh, well, in year 1, I didn't marry someone, so it's fucked up. You don't really have an excuse in this new game, because you can marry anyone that you want on the Bachelor or Bachelorette list.
Yeah.
You are able to identify as however you want. So you select your gender, you select your pronouns, you select your characteristics. Nothing is really like, locked behind girl or boy like it used to be. All of the characters are great. There are going to be some characters that suck, like Flowers hates Shane in Stardew Valley, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Meanwhile, I'm like, give me that broken man.
So you have people, so there are characters in the game, because once again, I don't know the characters because I haven't touched it yet.
I could give them to you. The only character that they butchered was my man Cody.
Oh.
Or Gordy now.
He rejected you, though.
He did reject me. I tried giving him gifts. It didn't work out.
Okay.
That's why I married a woman. So Gordy or Cody, I forgot what his original name was this fucking beefy black dude.
Oh.
Massive.
Okay.
And they yassified him. So now he's like skinny, tall, with like bright yellow hair and purple eyes. And I'm like, you're cute, but I wanted my beefy dude.
Ovilee was going to blackpeoplemeet.com.
We found him on Black People Meet.
That's exactly what it was.
And I have my last thing on this. That's more my personal experiences with Room Factor, whatever it turned into.
But to give you like the characters really fast, of the girls, you have Cecilia, used to be Celia, who's like kind of the girl next door, farmer girl, who's always like, tell me about your crops and plants. Oh, you work so hard on the farm, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You have Muffy, now known as Molly, who's like the blonde girl at the bar, who's always like, she's got a tragic backstory. Then you've got Nami, the redhead who kind of lives at the inn, and same thing as in the first game. If after the first year you didn't marry her, she left. She would just leave. And now they patch that because they're like, oh, well, people want Nami to stay.
Yeah.
Nami's got a story of like abuse and all this shit, and her parents don't talk to her.
Okay, that sounds good.
I will say that on the Bachelor side, they're a little lacking because they have a dude, Marlon or Matthew, who's kind of like Shane, but a little bit more bitch boy-y.
Yeah.
They've got Cody or Gordy, the yassified black dude.
Yeah.
And then they've got Gustafa, who's kind of like a garden gnome, but they shrunk his nose for this game.
Okay.
What? He's a garden gnome.
I love this already.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like, I would understand if you were going after the art. I would understand if you were going after the gameplay of farming styles. You can't go after the characters because all of the characters are legitimately interesting.
Okay, I will try for the story and the characters because for me, that's usually the priority with any games I play. I need to be sold on the characters and story. And here's where the major problem comes in. So first and foremost, it's pretty much the art style. I hate forced 3D art whenever it comes to games like these, because it kind of makes the gameplay janky, just generally speaking. When you're farming, it makes it longer and tedious whenever you're trying to do that in comparison to the 2D games that's happened in the past. And also, it makes it so, this is just consistently from what I've seen, because you have a 3D world, you have a smaller world to explore, generally, and the world seems more empty. And that's actually the feedback that I saw in one of the, the reviews. And I also was like, yeah, it kind of looks empty because there's not a lot there. You made it a 3D game, and so now that you don't have much space to fill it with, it just looks a little, at least the environment looks empty. The backdrop looks empty. And my feeling is I just don't like clunky 3D-ness. That's one. Go on.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say I'll give you that. I think that the main draw for this game specifically is the relationships and kind of like the life progression.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's as much within farming.
Yeah. And this is the Natsume versions. They've gone so far in the direction of exploring and not farming That was like you kind of lost track of what your bread and butter was.
Wait. Now I'm confused. You were reading the reviews for the
No, this is a
Natsume
different.
version?
This is a different feedback. Completely different. Now
Okay.
I've gone past this new game.
And now you're talking about the new story of seasons, or are you talking about Natsume's?
So everything I've just said up until this point is about the game we were just
Yeah.
talking about. And now what I've said, what I'm talking about with some of the older Harvest Moon games that Natsume controls, they've gone so far away from the farming simulators.
That's
that I hate
because
them.
they're not Harvest Moon,
Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing.
I hate it. That's
So
it.
Flowers, you went to the beach?
No, that's what I did. I don't know how to play these relationship games.
Did you farm on the beach?
I always just mash A through the talking relationship parts. The farming parts are actually kind of fun, but I A mash through the relationships. But yeah, so
What if you're down bad in a particular night and you just want to hear a 2D character say that they love you?
I'd
Yeah.
rather min-max my fucking cabbages.
I can just see Flowers back in Ohio planting like a field of cabbages or some shit, and like the prettiest girl from the whole farmland comes over to Flowers, and she's like, "Gee whiz, Clayton, you sure do have the grady-aest cabbages in all of Ohio." And Flowers just looks at her and goes, "Hey."
Oh there, Clayton, you may have a green thumb and it seems like you do. But what about that other thumb you have?
I'll tell
Is
you
it
where you can
bigger
put
and
that
greener?
thumb.
These Ohio accents are really.
Yeah,
good.
I don't know what do you guys think Ohio is?
I
The
don't know.
worst part is you're talking about green thumbs and fucking out in the middle of nowhere hick shit. And now I got the fucking Shrek song stuck in my head again.
Somebody
Not
once
that
told
one.
me the
Not that one.
word
The
country
Baby.
was the problem. I don't
know.
know.
Maybe I'm in
I love
love.
the way he ride. The fucking gay Shrek song.
No, not that Shrek song.
We're talking
No,
about
me and
TikTok
Kobe both
Shrek.
got it stuck in our heads again this past week for LCS.
Again?
We're just sitting in the green room singing the Shrek song, watching fucking.
Bouncing on
Immortals.
my booty cheeks.
I love the way he rides.
I don't know the rest, but it's fucked up.
When you
Pumps
pumping
it
deep
That's
inside.
it, there
I
we go.
kiss him on the.
I love the fact that that's the thresh. The Shrek's theme song.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It
good
wasn't
one.
All Star or any of that other shit that's actually associated with him. When I
That's
think
beautiful.
Shrek, I only think that song.
That's our most
Just Shrek pussy.
that's our most impactful episode of Date.
Yeah, no, that's that truly left a lasting impact on my mind.
So Flowers, you went to the beach?
Yeah, so I woke up yesterday. And I was just like, man, I don't want to do any of the normal shit that I do. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to walk towards the ocean. And so I just put my shoes on and I started walking towards the ocean. And so once I got there, I was like, this is pretty cool. What's nearby? So I pulled out my phone. I was like, oh, Venice Beach is just not that far from here.
Yep.
So let's walk down to Venice Beach. And man, walking around Venice Beach, I got to start doing this more often. It's like you see people straight out of video games.
Yeah.
Like I walk by, I'm walking down like the pathway up to it, and I start hearing like, I'm a big Black Sabbath fan. I just start hearing Black Sabbath blaring, and I look over, and there's just a bunch of hippies with an old ass fucking like mystery machine sitting in the parking lot drinking some shitty beer around like a picnic table, just rocking some Black Sabbath. I was like, fuck yes, hippies. And then I walked a little bit further. I walked past this one dude, and I don't even hear him talking until he's just slightly past me. He goes, man, there must be at least 3 different marijuana shops in this motherfucker. He's just like, obviously under
NPC-ass behavior.
a cloud of dank. I get a little bit further, and there's 3 women just sitting around under like an umbrella, like talking with each other. They look very normal. They're just sitting there,
Yes.
like they got the big sunglasses on and everything. And nearby, there's a guy on a motorcycle, and he's stopped talking to somebody or something. His motorcycle's idling. So, you just hear the engine.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking past these 3 women, one of the girls looks at the other ones, and she's like, guys, don't you feel like we're in Vietnam? And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how does this woman think this is Vietnam? Like, I get that it's hot,
Yes.
but we're not in the jungle. Like, she's not under imminent threat or danger of combat. She's not like a million miles away from home. And then almost by the time I'm out of earshot, the last thing I hear her say is, guys, like the helicopter noise.
Oh
and she
my
was saying that
God.
the idling motorcycle sounded like the chopper.
Karen's gone wild.
That is hilarious. This sound, you're right about this sound like a fucking video game. That's insane.
She's like, she thought that a beach in Los Angeles was Vietnam because the motorcycle sounded like a chopper.
She was about to give you a side quest.
Dude, I was hoping so much. I had my fingers crossed that one of these random people with a stereo was just going to put Fortunate Son on. That's the one thing that I needed. If I could have heard Fortunate Son with the motorcycle as the lady talks about Vietnam, I would have just busted up laughing right
You literally
there.
walk past people that would just say GTA ass NPC like lines basically when you walked past them.
Dude, it's great. I was walking past a little bit further, and I see that people have cleared a small area on the sidewalk, about half the sidewalk's distance. And I'm like, huh, what's that? As I get closer, I hear some like Michael Jackson instrumentals, and then a small child, about probably 9 or 10 years old, in full young Michael Jackson getup, including this massive flat brim purple hat, is just doing Michael Jackson's moves, singing the lyrics to the song. He's actually pretty fucking good.
What the hell?
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, this kid's the best side quest in the park.
We need to go to Venice Beach. We need to go to Venice Beach. I only been there
Yeah,
once.
dude, if you want to go, I absolutely want to go back this next weekend and just do like human side quest
We need
observation again. That shit's hilarious.
I will give you my IRL backpack because the last time that I was at Venice Beach was with Fiona Nova, Case Blackwell, and Cassim G. And we were walking around with an IRL backpack, and we see this dude who's like walking around with a wagon with an amp in it and a guitar strapped to him. And he's just walking around, and Cassim's like, oh, this guy's sick. I'm going to give him like a tip because there's a lot of performers on Venice Beach and people playing the bongos, people doing art, and like give him a tip. So Cassim walks up to this dude, and as he's starting to walk up to him, the guy gives him like a little guitar riff, like and Cassim's like, oh, here you go, and he hands him a $10 bill, and the guy looks at Cassim and he goes, no, this is what you're gonna do. You take those $10, you put those away, and you give me 30.
And you give me 30.
All right.
And Cassim went, what? No, I just have $10. I want to give you 10. He's like, no. You're going to give me 30. And he's like, and I'll give you one of these t-shirts. And he had like t-shirts in his little wagon that he was selling.
He's trying to be a businessman.
And Cassim's like, well, no, I only have $10. Don't I just want to give you the $10. And he's like, I don't need your fucking charity.
Oh my god!
Yes.
And then he guitarist.
That sounds like a great story.
He walks away.
That's perfect. See, dude, this place is great. It's actually, it was a whole adventure of a day. And I told myself before I left, I was like, okay, this has to be like a quest day. I can't have any normal shit on this day. Because like I said, I just woke up being like, I don't want no normal shit. So I told myself, no Ubers, no cars, no nothing. I think I ended up walking probably 10, 11 miles that day. Just walking down there, walking around. I made sure I took a different path back just so I could see more weird shit if there was any weird shit. There wasn't no weird shit, but I walked past some like small airport area that looked like it was also Grand Theft Auto-like. But it was only uphill, so I got pretty tired after that.
Oh my god. The only time I went was just playing basketball because I was like, I need a basketball court that's just up a lot of the time because some just closed during sundown because it's around residential neighborhoods. So I went to Venice Beach and like I didn't really see too much other than there was like a homeless guy that may be pissing near I was playing basketball. There's like a grassy area, so he just kind of had at it. Oh, and there was just a full-on basketball game happening, like just a 5v5. That's hilarious. Happening. I was like, oh, these guys are really fucking competitive. They asked me to play. I said, hell no, because I knew I was going to be dog shit because I haven't played in a while. But then I was like, I'm going to watch it a little bit. And then I wanted to sit on one of the benches. And I could not because a large portion of the bench was being used by people who were playing dice. They're just rolling dice.
You were just going to get sucked in.
Yeah, so I was like, I am not getting sucked in here. I got to walk away. So that was it. But I need to go back because it was fun.
There was a basketball game when I was there yesterday too.
Yeah.
Like that's what they were doing. There was like a huge crowd around. So I think that they must have had some good, like when you're talking about these guys are actually pretty legit.
Yeah.
The guys that I saw looked like they were going at it pretty like serious too. Like these motherfuckers wanted to win.
Yes. It gets really competitive there. And also you get to hear some of the fucking funniest commentary. Because some guys are just like really butthurt about like if you foul them and they'll make a point out of it. So you just get to hear straight up shit talking and banter.
Raz, what if we just go there? Ovilee says she has a streaming backpack we can use. Surely that microphone probably has what if we had a microphone with a broadcast? What if we just cast the basketball game?
That would be funny as
Casters
fuck.
Couch
That would
Venice
be-
Beach.
We're gonna get robbed.
Fantastic.
We're gonna get robbed.
We're gonna get robbed.
Fantastic content.
Not if the
for the
commentary's good enough.
Patreon.
Then people will defend us.
There you go.
We need to have a war in Venice Beach.
Casters
Then it can
Couch,
really be
San
like
Andreas.
Vietnam.
Casters Couch San Andreas.
There it is.
Dear Lord,
I'm down.
There's so much content here.
have mercy. Well, I mean, hey, I think it would be really good content, but also I fear for you.
It'll be fun.
You're gonna
True.
get your ass beat. You're gonna get your ass beat. Both of you guys would get your ass beat.
I will
gonna
just
be
yell
awesome.
to my
I'd
top
be
of my
fine.
lungs, help! Help!
They call,
Help!
they
That'll
call
work
you a
fine.
snitch.
That's not how.
Help! Because now they're calling me a snitch. Now they're gonna beat my ass even more, so I might as well commit.
I like this. Do you guys have anything coming up for this week?
Actually, Raz and I specifically do have something because in the last 2 games of Wednesday, so first day this week for the LCS, they're actually putting me and Raz on the cast together for those last 2 games.
Hey.
That's interesting, but I feel like you're kind of missing something.
Oh yeah, we also have a player coming in for the TriCast.
Not that, man. She's talking about some shit that she probably told us that we forgot about.
No. That's interesting. Who's the player that you're bringing in? Because I can't help but notice that I'm not there for the fucking TriCast. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, we have probably
Well,
the better person coming in from FlyQuest, which is likely Vulcan. Like we have a person
But
that's coming in.
That's only if they win.
Only if they win. Yeah, that's true. So it's up. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
That's kind of the problem. Probably why you're not back either.
Why I'm not what?
Back either. Because y'all don't win.
Yep.
Oh.
You got to win.
You gotta
Come
win
to a
the
guest
games.
spot.
It's because FlyQuest sucks.
We need you to win.
I thought 06 was a canon event.
It was a canon event because then we picked up a couple wins.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, no, you guys, I was actually cheering for you guys after you got the 3-0 after that. I was like, okay, all right, they woke up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Bedge.
They fell back asleep.
Yep.
I think that we still have a chance to make playoffs, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Who else is at the bottom?
Immortals.
Immortals, yeah.
You guys are above Immortals.
Yeah.
Where's Dignitas?
They are significantly ahead of you.
Significantly ahead.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only, you guys are 2 games behind anybody not named Immortals.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You have to have a
yeah,
good week.
you're going to have to get in there.
That's okay.
Start
we can,
slapping the players, you know. Wake up.
we can do that. We can do that. I beat them. Oh, what was I gonna say? I've started up my Crown Channel show again, Crown Challengers on Wednesday. So you guys can tune into twitch.tv/crown at 4 p.m. Do we start at 4 p.m. or 2 p.m.? In the afternoon on Twitch. Follow the social medias.
Huge.
I'm doing a show with Myth and Cypher PK. We're gonna do some Fortnite, so it's gonna be sick.
Sounds
Yeah,
fine.
dude.
But then I think we have a special project that we can't talk about yet
Yes.
until next week.
Yeah, that's recording next week.
Yeah, so that's
And
gonna
then
be.
that'll come out later.
But we're doing. Oh, it's not live?
No, it's not live.
I thought it was live.
I don't believe so.
Never mind, everybody. Shut up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck
She's
up.
very professional.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't believe it's live. I could be wrong. I don't believe that it is.
Shut the fuck up.
Whatever you just heard right here, shut the fuck up.
Keep it to yourself. You.
Pretend like you saw it on the Patreon, so keep it secret, so
you
you're
go.
getting your
Yes.
money's worth.
Guys, one more shout out. Please join the Discord. We would love to hear from you all and be friends, and thank you for your support. We are going to do some like community fun games and stuff in the Discord as well as on Patreon, potentially some new shows and content coming out that I'm super excited for, and I think these guys are excited for too.
True.
They better be. I will force them.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from all of you, except he doesn't want to hear from you.
Because I'm a woman or because I'm Asian.
Both, equally.
Yeah.
Spoken
I'm
like
all
a
about
true,
equality here.
a true white man. White man. But
If you guys have ideas for topics or guests or fun
Yes.
stuff you'd like to
Yeah, feel free to suggest things.
yeah.
do in
Ooh.
the Discord,
Or suggest things like with it.
No.
With it.
Whip it.
Get
With it.
outta here.
See you guys next week. With it.
Whip it.
With
if
it.
you want to smell
Whip it.
With it.
Ovilee,
Yes.
With it.
join the Discord.
With it. Double feet. With it. Double feet.